kind of a cosmic shower, between midnight and 1 o'clock here.
Also, yeah.
North.
Wow.
I think it's the Perseid showers.
Wow. Well, the eclipse is happening in round about an hour and a quarter.
So doesn't that mean judgment on the nations?
I think you might be right.
Okay, so I got the key for something here. In every case, let's record and I'll explain what. Oh, it is recording. So the way I got into Rav Kook was that I got a copy of this book by Ben Zion Boxer, put out by the Paulist Press, Classics of Western Spirituality. And then I started reading it. And basically, this is the original book. In 1980, I opened up brand new and started reading it. And I've been reading it in lots of different contexts ever since. And what I thought as a tribute for Aliyat Nishmato is to share the pieces that really caught, from some of the pieces that really caught my attention when I first started to read it, from the section in which he brings quotes from Orot HaKodesh, from the volumes that the Nazir put together and structured and everything, and they contain the core of one wants to understand Rav Kook in the best possible way. This is what one has to learn, because the Nazir, that's what it was about. So, so what I have on the page, on the screen, for some of them is the Hebrew, and I'm going to read the English with just the Hebrew. Just follow along the words on the thing, and we have like 3 or 4 pieces. We may be able to do 3 of them today and continue, but it's really so that's why I called it highlights from because he picked here the highlights from Orot HaKodesh that he translated. He translates 6% of it, maybe. It's pieces he chose. And so this is the highlights from the highlights, and they're pretty highlights. So let's share the screen and you'll see what I mean. All right. Okay. So this is the opening piece of volume 1 of the 4 volumes of Lights of Holiness. The first 2 volumes are the category of Chachmat HaKodesh, the wisdom of the holiness. And 3rd and 4th volumes are called Musar HaKodesh, the ethics of holiness. And this is the very first big part of the first book. And it's translated in the Boxer. He translates it. And this one, I have to say, is more important to understand. It wasn't necessarily, this one didn't catch my spirit at that moment. I think it was another one. But there's a reason this is the first statement that's presented to the world in presenting what Rav Kook's discoveries or teachings are. And the Nazir gave it the title, Chachmat HaKodesh HaPo'elet. And Rav Boxer gave it the title, The Wisdom of the Holy, Chachmat HaKodesh, HaPo'elet, that has an influence on life. that has impact. It's poel, it's working, it's doing its thing. So he says like this, Chachmat HaKodesh hi na'ala mikol chachma. The wisdom of the holy ranks higher than any other wisdom. Shehi, how, beze, shehi mehafechet et haratzon v'atchuna hanafshit shelomdea, because it transforms the will and the character, the personal disposition of those who are learning it, those who are pursuing it, and drawing them towards those lofty heights on which its concern is focused. So the wisdom of the holy, if we are learning the wisdom of the holy, it transforms our will and our personal disposition, our being, drawing us towards the lofty heights on which its concern is focused. It draws us to that level of concern. Which isn't the case with all the wisdoms of the world, worldly wisdom. Though they describe important and noble subjects, they lack this impact. The impact of being able to draw the mahuta atzmit, the essential nature of the hogeh, of the person who's learning the wisdom, el erkan, to where it is. It's basically it doesn't have that. The other branches of worldly wisdom, he says, they don't really relate to the person's nature other than their scientific, their knowledge level. So this is what they know, but it doesn't touch any other part. But the Torah and Chachmat HaKodesh, which is the Torah's, what it's about, it's there. We're learning it because it transforms us. And why is that? Tama davarhu. The reason for this is that all aspects of the holy, they emanate from the ultimate source of life. If something is holy, then it's in touch with the ultimate source of life. Miyesod ha'chaim ha'mehave et hakol. Veyesh bekoach hatochen hamekudash, and therefore, something that is hallowed has the power lehavot amon ru'im le'en tachlit, has the power to engender new being. Lintom shamayim ve'aretz, linto shamayim ve'liyased aretz, to stretch out the heavens and to lay the foundations of the earth. And even more so, kal v'chomer, to stamp a dramatically new image on the person who is probing it. The secular sciences lack this potency. They do not, in and of themselves, engender anything new. Einam mechadshim umecholalim chadashot mitzad atzmam. All they're doing is they're describing, they're portraying to the mind that which is found in existence. Matzigim lifnei ha'hashkafa ha'sichlit et ma shehu nimtza b'metziut. And therefore they cannot transform the one who studies them into a new being and to sever them, and to sever them from their bad character traits. He translates here to sever him from an evil inclination in his basic self and change him into a new type of person. Tehora v'chaya be'orach ha'im ha'amitim, who is pure and living in the light of true life, ha'omdim le'adei ad, that stands forever. The wisdom of the holy can transform us and elevate us more and more to live a life that is pure and vibrant with the light of what is the true and abiding life. So I really want to bless us that we're able to
So are you saying that really that meets each individual on their soul level?
Of course. It's yes. All right, so that's the first. The next piece is, and this one I have it here. I also have the photograph of the translation of it and stuff, but it'd be too complicated to try to set it up. But I want to make it a little bigger, and let's read it. Okay, you have to understand, one of the things I didn't like about Judaism was the parochialism. So this, and also within Judaism, all the particularism. So
It's heavy. Yeah.
somebody has to mute. I guess it's Karen. Nahum, are you there?
I'm here.
Hold on. Oh, good. All right. Okay. אחד מהצרות הגדולות של העולם הרוחני של האדם. One of the great spiritual afflictions of the human's spiritual world is that every discipline of knowledge, every feeling impedes the emergence of the other. And the result is that most people remain lekuyim, lacking, uba'alei guvan yechidi, and singular, one-sided, singular dimensioned. And then their migraotam ashliliot, their negative, their shortcomings, just continue to increase. The cloud that each discipline casts on the other, on so-called his friend, machshich, darkens on his friend's area, causes the devotee, goremeti gam lehityaches, it causes the devotee of a particular discipline to feel a sharp antagonism towards the discipline that is remote to him. Harachok mimenu, whose values are outside his concern. So the problem is that each discipline, they seem to promote the reality that the devotees of the particular area feel a sharp antagonism to the area that is remote to him, strange to him, who can't, his values are not his values, not his concerns. And so we're in a state of fighting the other and each other and the different. And I could relate to that, as I could see a lot of that in the world. And then Rav Kook steps in and speaks prophetically. Chisaron ze lo yuchal lehatmid. This defect cannot continue permanently. Ha'atid shel ha'adam bo yavo. The future of humankind will certainly come. Sheyitpatach v'ma'amad uruchani eitan kazeh, that they will develop. Man's nobler future is destined to come when we will develop to be on a strong spiritual state. Will open up to a spiritual state lo dai shekol mikzoa lo yastir et chavero, in which it's not only that instead of just it will no longer be that every discipline will not contradict each other, he's translating it a little differently, I think, here. He says, but our nobler future is coming when we will develop to a spiritual level, so that instead of each discipline negating the other, Ella, but what will happen is, mikol mada, from every area of knowledge, mikol regesh, from every feeling, the yenishkaf, from all of that, will be envisioned from any branch of it. From anywhere we are, we can see the whole thing. That's the level of spirituality, of the spirit that we're asked to reach. And he says, because this is precisely the true nature of reality, that it is not possible for any spiritual phenomena, no spiritual phenomena can stand independently. Each is interpenetrated by all, and it's only the limitations of our mental capacities, timtum halev, stupidity of our heart, that impedes us for glimpsing these aspects of the spiritual domain that are immanent in every part of it. But when we rise, beromemuto shel adam, when we truly rise, tifkachna einav, their eyes will open, our eyes will open to see properly that everything is part of the all. As it says in Isaiah, as tifkachna einei ivrim, then the eyes of the blind will see, the aznei charishim tifatachna, and the eyes of the deaf, the ears of the deaf will open. Umela haaretz da'a et Hashem, and the entire earth will be filled with the knowledge of God, just like waters covers the sea.
I think what it's really pointing at is things like chemistry and physics and biology and even social sciences. They're not true because they're lacking the dimension that they all come from God, and it's a limited understanding that the existing sciences have, and it's only when our eyes are open to God consciousness that these sciences.
But it also goes further than that. It's also, if I have this ideology, he's not necessarily talking about different ideologies where we really come into conflict. Right. Where this person has got that ideology.
Yes.
That's where it really gets destructive.
Right.
In that other area, that's whatever. But in that other area, we're coming to discover the unity of everything.
Right.
But the
You mean in the areas of ideology, if people were more aware of the true situation of divine consciousness, they wouldn't be divided like they are now.
yeah, they wouldn't be so stuck to their particular area and think that's the only one.
Right.
And it's in, but our nobler future is destined to come when we will develop to a state that we will be able to come to the universal consciousness through all areas of knowing and all feelings, with the understanding that there's nothing here that stands independently. Everything is interpenetrated by all, and it's the divine energy that is the all. And we're living in this extraordinary gift of the divine Chaim, Chaim. So may we be blessed to open our eyes and be able to then really learn from everyone. That's the implication here as well. We'll be able to, from everyone, bring the best. B'mihira b'yameinu v'nomar.
Amen.
Amen.
I just want to mention that it's pointed out to me that Chaim, the word Chaim, the gematria of Chaim is 68, and it consists of 4 letters. So the average value of each letter is 17, which is good. So it's suggesting that life is meant to be good.
All right.
I thought that was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, that's covering that. Okay. This next piece is here. All right. This is actually the one that made it big in Israel recently, at least a few parts of it. But here now, Rav Kook is now giving the direction, guidance. He's really giving guidance, and this is on page 207. The translation is right here, so we'll do it with Dave Yaakov Shulman's translation. Im tirtzeh ben adam. If you will it, if you wish, human being, histakel be'or hashchina b'chol hayakum. Look upon at the light of God's presence in everything. Histakel be'eden hachaim hashmemim. Look at the Eden of spiritual life. Ech hem mitparshim b'chol pina v'zavit shebechaim. How it blazes into every corner and crevice of life. Aruchaniim v'achomreim, the spiritual life and physical life. Sheneged einei besarecha v'neged einei ruchecha. That are before your eyes of flesh and before your eyes of spirit, your eyes of your soul. Hitbonen bepla'ei hayetzira. Reflect at the wonders of creation. B'chayei ha'elohut shelahem. In their divine life. Lo betor eze tochnit gehe. Not as some dim phenomena shememechakim matzivim neged einecha, that from the distance is being placed, that is far away from your eyes. Ki imda, but know et hametziut she'ata chai ba. This is the reality you're living in these wonders of creation, in the Chayei Elohut. Not something out there, we're living in that. Da et atzmecha, know yourself, vet olamecha, and your world. Da et hegyonei halev shelcha, know the thoughts of your heart. V'shel kol hogeh v'choshev, and of all who speak and think. Matzeh et mekor hachaim shebekirbecha, find the source of life that is in your being, v'shememi alecha, and that is beyond you, shemesvivecha, that is all around you, et pe'arei hadrot hachaim, the glorious splendor of life, she'ata sharui bitecham, that you are immersed in it. Find the source of life inside you, around, higher than you, around you. Find pe'arei hadrot hachaim. Yeah, I'm just going to continue here, but that's where we're immersed in the pa'arei hedrot hachaim, in the extraordinary splendor of this life. Ahava shebekirbecha, he'ele ota leshoresh uza ve'edna tifarta. The love that is within you, raise it to its mighty root, to its noblest basic potency and its noblest beauty. Hirchiva lechol sarafotea. Extend the love that is within you to all its dimensions. Send it spreading out to the entire flood. Lechol eshet nishmat chayei ha'olamim. Towards every manifestation of the soul that sustains the world. Send it spreading out to the entire flood of the soul of life of worlds. So Boxer's translation is that's you can see why I love this translation, that the love that is within us, let us raise it to its basic power and its most wonderful beauty and extend it to all dimensions, towards every manifestation of the soul that sustains the world. Asher rak ritzutza makom shel hahogeh, it's only the narrowness of the place of the thinker, gorem mi'ut zaharo. The splendor of the world is dimmed only because of the deficiency of the person viewing it. Habet ha'orot betochiyutam, look at the lights in their inwardness. Al yivla'ud nishmatcha, don't let your soul be swallowed by the shemot, by the names, hamilim, the words, hanivim, the idioms, the ha'otiot, and the letters. Do not let the names, phrases, and letters swallow up your soul. Hem surim biyadcha, they're given to you. You're not giving over to them. This is one of the big lines for me, because I saw how many people, I just felt, we're so labeled by labels, and we're defined by labels rather than by who we are. It just, people are locked in labels and names of things. And he's saying we have to go beyond that, we are not allowed to let the names, the words, the idioms, and the letters confine our soul. These are all under our control. We're not meant to be under their control. So therefore, ascend to the heights, ascend. Kikoach azlecha, because you have mighty power. Yesh lecha kanfei ruach, you have wings of spirit. Kanfei nesharim abirim, wings of powerful eagles. Al tekachesh bam, don't deny them. Pen yikachashu lecha, or they will deny you. Drosh otam, seek for them. Va'imtzeu lecha miyad. Seek for them, and they are immediately there. So I want to bless us that we can really go past all the, well, let's just reread it quickly once. And I invite everybody to hear this as personal direction for our soul and our being. So let us look at the light of God's presence in everything. Let us see the Eden HaChaim HaShmeimim, the Eden of heavenly life, of spiritual life, and how it blazes into every corner and crevice of our life, spiritual and material life, that is before our eyes of flesh and before our eyes of our soul, our eyes of our spirit. Let us look upon, gazing at the wonders of creation, at their Chayei HaElokut, at their divinity, at their divine life, not like some dim phenomena that is placed before our eyes from far away, but this is the reality in which we are living in. Let us know ourselves and our world, know the thoughts of our heart, and of all those who are thinking and speaking. Let us find the source of life inside of ourselves, higher than us, all around us. And let us find the beautiful splendor of life that we are immersed in. And let us take the love that is within us and lift it up to its mighty source and to its glorious beauty, and send it spreading out to the entire, all the branches of life, to wherever the soul of the life of the world is manifest. And it's only that light is only reduced because it's our constrictedness that prevents us from seeing it and living it. So let us look at the lights in their inwardness. Let not the names, the letters, the phrases, the labels, all the names of things, all the letters, and our soul can't be swallowed up by them. They're given to us as tools. We're not given over to them to be enslaved to labels. So let us rise up, because we have mighty power, wings of mighty eagles. And let's not deny them, because if they deny them, well, they're not interested, they'll go somewhere else. But if we seek for them, they're immediately there. And so we're blessed to have wings of mighty eagles. And it's time to soar. Aleh lemala aleh. To rise up, rise up. Ki koach az lecha. So strong power. Yesh lecha kanfei. Yeah, this is not a big hit in Israel. This is a song. It's a beautiful song, and it's great. This is what This is what I want my rabbi to direct me to. So I'm very glad to be able to. Let me open the door here before, and because for people coming in. So feel free to talk.
So glad to be here. These classes are just absolutely wonderful.
That's right.
I'm just so glad Hashem directed me this way. I'll tell you.
Well, we're doing it from Rav Kook's bedroom, so it's on the inside.
I've just been buying all of his books that I could find in the last few years. I've probably got about 7 or 8, maybe 9. I got a couple on the way. I'm excited. The one that Jitsek is reading from today, I just bought it. Should be here in a couple of days.
I can't figure out what I'm looking at. A huge hand and holding a pen.
There's no one here yet, so maybe we'll try, with your permission, to bring one more in, which was it is one of the highlights of the highlights, and it's in notebook 3. And perhaps this also was, for me, advice that really spoke to me. And you'll see why, because it's very personal. It's really speaking about how the divine experiences is so much available. And here's how he said it. And I'm going to maybe just read the English, but I'll follow it in the Hebrew as much as I can. But the Rav Nazir gave it the title, "The Phenomena That Is Like a Relic of Prophecy." A phenomena that's a little bit of prophecy. Kol pam she'alev dofek dvika ruchanit be'emet. Every time that the heart feels a truly spiritual stirring, every time that a new and noble thought is born, it is as though we are listening to the voice of an angel of God who is knocking, pressing on the doors of our soul, asking that we open our door to him so that he might appear before us in his klil hadro, in his full majesty. And the more liberated a spirit with which we meet this angel, with the purer the heart, the firmer, more resolute the feeling. It's not the angel is the spiritual stirring. It's our new, original, noble thought. That's the voice of an angel of God knocking on the doors of our soul. And as we meet this and allow it in a more liberated way, with a purer heart, with a more powerful, resolute feeling, with a spirit that is more liberated, with the firmer and more resolute our feeling, the greater our inner love and desire for that which is the most exalted, the most honorable. The greater that is, then so will multitudes, hamon neshamot meutzalot, multitudes of noble souls, meutzalot, from world of Atzilut, will appear to us, and they will illuminate with their light illuminate our darkness. Our encounter with the spiritual,
Can
the
you make it a little larger,
objective,
please?
what?
Is it possible to make it larger so it can read along with you? Thank you.
So as we grow, then multitudes of noble souls will manifest with us, and they will illuminate with their light our darkness. And our objective with the spirit, our encounter, Masav Matan, our back and forth with the spiritual world, the objective world, the real spiritual world, objective, it will grow forward and become sanctified. Our relationships will be strengthened. Habit will do its work to give us clarity and peace of mind. V'kisharon hofa'ah, and the ability for manifestation, to experience manifestation, which is a srid migdulat hod nevuah, which is a remnant of the greatness of prophecy. And that will yachel lepa'em otanu. That will begin to pulsate within us, will move us. Ve'yavi lanu beknafav marpeh, and will bring us healing in its wings. We will be protected against every kind of destructiveness, evil, and falsehood if we hold on firmly to the tradition, to eat the tree of life of the Torah of our ancestors in its beautiful ethics, with its commandments and its directives in all areas of our life, in our noble, in our faithful relationship to all humankind, to the family, to the nation, to life and all its requirements, to all the claims of life. Ve'im zeh, here's the one that really got me. Im zeh ein anu tzrichim liot klal, liot kvulim bekvalim hachevratiyim. And with all of this, we need not remain bound at all in the chains of convention. Shehem mechankim et haruach ha'elyona hachofshit, which choke the higher free spirit. Shehem mechalalim et hakodesh, that they desecrate the holy. Haba mi'olam elyon, that comes from the higher world. Mi'alma decheru, from the world of liberation, the world of freedom. Asher sham dror natan lesarafim, their thought has been endowed with liberty. Cherut muchlata l'shi'ifa, absolute freedom for aspiration. Chofesh gamur l'netiyat haratzon, complete freedom for the inclination of the will, uleyetzira, and to creativity. Eku godel achofesh, and the greater the freedom, kein tegadel hakdusha, the greater will be the level of holiness. The greater the freedom, the greater the holiness. Ko yitromemu, as it says in Habakkuk, ko yitromemu hachaim, in this way life will be raised. Va'ani ba'ashem ha'eloza, and I will exult in Hashem, agila be'elohai yish'i, jubilate in the God of my liberation. And therefore, what's the punchline? Here's the last paragraph. Oh, no, it's in, okay. Yitzayer. Oh, you know what it is here? It's this last paragraph he brought from somewhere else. It's in Orot HaKodesh following it, but from the original 8 notebooks. But let me just read it to you, because this will be a good, I'll read it here. I'm right here. Right, reading it. He said, this is the line. Let every one of us express in truth and in faithfulness whatever our soul reveals to us. Let us bring forth our spiritual creativity from potentiality to actuality without any deception. Out of such sparks of our inner truth, out of our such sparks, torches of light will be assembled, and they will illuminate the whole world out of their glory. Out of such fragments of inner truth will the great truth emerge. Bimhera b'yameinu v'nomar.
Amen.
Amen. Perfect timing. Yeah, yeah. All right, perfect timing. So someone just came in. So we will tomorrow, same time, same place, and we'll do Parsha. I mean, but you see, you can understand why these pieces would be meaningful to someone who was looking for the real light and was really turned off by the
Noise.
prisons that people were in and pretending that that was God's will. So, B'mera b'yameinu, freedom for everyone, l'chaim l'chaim.
And shalom.
Today.